What I would like to do in this video is to show you something you can do with your bottom hand especially. I'm John Harris. My website is smallballsuccess.com. We have a lot of great videos there and some books that we recently published that will let you study especially how hitters 100 years and more ago used to hit in the so-called dead ball era. Guys that had 600 at-bats a year and struck out maybe 24 times. Now, one of the secrets to small ball hitting is to hit to the opposite field, to stay on the ball, to swing in a line, come down at a slight angle so that you're putting some backspin on the ball, but basically stay on a line, which requires some front foot hitting, some considerable forward weight transfer. So to do that, you really want to keep leave the handle, and especially keep the bottom hand here inside of the ball. You want to lead with that. It's sort of hard with today's favorite swing where your elbow is pointing up in the sky and you're doing a big pump, and I don't know how you lead with your bottom hand when you're doing this big swoosh with it. I don't know how you stay inside the ball and in a line effectively into the pitch when you're doing that. So I'm going to show you 3 different swings. The first one's going to be just what we call the classic old school swing. It's very basic. Just going to lift the front side up using the barrel. Lift the barrel and your leg will come up, not in a big pump, but pretty straight. Almost a little Sadaharu O action here. And I think you should actually lift the bat higher than you want it when you start to go after the ball, because that way you can hold your weight a little longer. I'm finding that that works well. And then as I start into the ball, my hands drop, and because I'm falling onto that front foot, I can keep that bottom hand going in a line toward the ball for a long time. Joe Brokoff, who's a great coach, hitting coach of long-standing, I think he coached for something like 30 years for Tulane, but he has a big online presence, and I love his videos, and he talks about shining a flashlight on the incoming pitch, and I like that metaphor a lot. That's what we're trying to do. We can do that with the Charlie Lau swing as well, and a lot of you are very interested in that. I'm happy to see. I like to pump with the back. Actually, I'm going to spread out so that I don't even have a stride. I'm just going to pump with the back knee, and when I go down with the knee, I'm going up with the hands, but then the knee comes up and the hands come down, so I'm level again. I don't want the hands way back here now, because then I'm going to be doing that loop thing again. So pump and then shift forward just by pushing off the back leg. Stay inside of the ball. Nice level swing. And then finally is my favorite. I sometimes call it the Trish Speaker shuffle because we know that Speaker did it. I think a lot of other guys did it too, although probably not regularly like Speaker or not as visibly as he did. But it's just a little shuffle step that you take into the pitch. Now here I'm just using the barrel laterally to sort of energize, to catalyze a shift onto the back foot. And now the bottom hand is not, again, back here, but it's out from my body. So it's in a good, you can think of it as a karate chop position. It's in a great position just to, especially as with that little momentum I build up with my shift, it's going to stay on a line as I go forward for a long, long time into the pitch. In fact, I find out that when I'm early on the pitch, I can stay on it with this swing better than any other swing I've ever seen. I'm going to use a different camera angle this time and hope that I don't hit my camera, because I'm trying to go to the opposite field with everything, but I think that's also going to give me a revealing look at the actual stroke. So let's see how this works. That was supposed to be the basic, what we call the basic old school swing, where you just lift up the barrel with your top end, and then the bottom. What we're really working on here is letting the bottom hand shine the light on the ball, as it were. The bottom hand is we're gonna fall forward, bring the weight forward, so that bottom hand can really stay into the ball for a long time, and it's going to lead the swing and trail the bat head, and that makes us go up the middle or to the opposite way, which is where I have the camera set up, unfortunately. And I kind of dinged my cameraman a little bit, but let's see if we can soldier on. And of course, that was Charlie Lau, with emphasis on swinging down, coming forward again, and swinging down into the ball. And again, the best shots that I had that took the ball up the middle were the ones where I stayed inside of the ball longest and led with my bottom hand. I want to keep that bottom hand, that flashlight shining on the ball as long as I can, and coming forward helps me to do that. A little bit worn out now. I thought I was saving for the best for the last, and I think I was, but it's hot out here. I got a little bit winded, but that, of course, is the little shuffle step that I love so much. I know that guys like Tris Speaker and Ed Roush use it in Yesteryear in the dead ball game. I cannot find another swing that helps me keep the lead hand coming into the ball for so long, so directly, and for so long. When I take that glide step into the ball and then fall forward, there's such a long line there that I can draw that bottom hand through, and that keeps the barrel coming light, keeps it coming on a line. It allows me, if I'm a little bit early, to hit line drives, and if I'm a little bit late, and I love being late, allows me to hit through the opposite field. So, but all three of those are three swings that you can certainly emphasize the leading of the bottom hand in, and you should, I think, do it in any swing, but some of them just don't allow it. I don't see how you can be a good hitter if you can't keep the barrel inside of the ball, though. So those are, especially Charlie Lau and the little hop step that nobody does anymore, but Those, man, I love those. Those would, I think, really work for you. If you want to bat 400.